Hey guys, back again. As requested, someone wanted me to post a video on how to make vmaps, maps, DBCs, and mmaps, or multi-threaded maps, or whatever you want to call them. So, after the compile is done, you got to get everything set up so you can run your realm, and maps are the hardest part, unless you know what you're doing. And Lady Silver is here making fun of me on this video.
Hi guys!
We don't have the video put in here, so you can't see us, because I need all of the screen because I'm greedy. Anyways, here we go.
And that's different from any other day, how?
It's not, but we had pizza. Now, Visual Studio. It's compiled and done, as you can see right through here. It says build 1 succeeded. Well, no, you should have a higher number than that. I think it's 21 succeeded, 0 failed, and 2 skipped. The 2 skipped are your install and one other, but I don't remember what that is. It's unimportant. I just did this so that you have a reference. Alright, once it's done, then you have to figure out where the files that you need are, which are map extractor, vmap4 extractor, vmap4 assembler, and mmaps generator. Those are the 4 important files that you need. So we have to figure out where the heck they are. Well, we'll start by going over to CMake, and as you can see up here, that's where the build binaries are. That's where they're going to be. So let's go over there real quick into work. Go into your bin folder, your rel with deb info, and here's all of your files that Visual Studio created. Well, don't worry about the PDB files, those are unimportant. That's a Visual Studio thing. I don't know what it does with those. You need map extractor and maps generator, vmap4 assembler, vmap4 extractor. I think that's it. So we grab those and Control C to copy them. Now we have to put them in our World of Warcraft folder. Here's our World of Warcraft folder. Just paste them here. Now you can run each one by hand. The vmap4 assembler will error if you just double click it. It requires you to create folders and specify other folders. Well, I'm going to help you here by making a batch file. We'll start with a white batch file here. This is a batch file that will run and do everything for you. Now, I'm going to do it step by step. I'm going to try to explain this best as possible. Batch files are not my forte, but we'll see what we can do. We're going to start out with ampersand, nope, at symbol, whatever the heck that thing is called, echo off. That clears your screen and it doesn't post all of your commands up there. Starting off with that basically will make it prettier. Don't need it, but it helps. First thing we want to run is the map extractor, because that will extract the DBC files and the map files. So you simply put map extractor.exe. That's the file it's going to do. Now you can add other things, make it fancier, you know, echo, this will extract maps. Also put a pause to make you actually hit enter or press the any key wherever that key is located to continue. But we're going to make this automatic and run through all of them without anything. You don't need all this. We're just going to make it simple. Now, after it's done, we want a clear screen. We're going to CLS, is what it stands for, clear screen, so that it goes to a fresh screen. And we go to the next step. The next step is simply making or extracting the vmaps. So it's vmap for extractor, if I can spell, extractor.exe. When that finishes, you have to create a folder called vmaps, because the assembler is going to need that, because it needs to know where the heck to put it. So MD is for make directory. We're going to name it vmaps. Next step, simply vmap for assembler.exe. Now this is the one that requires you put in some variables in here. You have to tell it where the files are you're looking at and where to put them. That's the vmaps that we just created. Now, vmap4 extractor creates a folder called buildings. So we put buildings and then we put vmap. That's done. It'll create all of your vmaps. The only thing left is the multi-threaded map generator, or mmaps generator.exe. But we also have to create a directory called mmaps so that it knows where to put these. That's it. That's all you have to do to create a small batch file to run all these. So we'll do file save as, because we're not saving it as a text document. Make sure you're in the World of Warcraft folder, which it's not in the right World of Warcraft folder. I have probably 20 of them on my hard drive. That's the right World of Warcraft. So we are going to name this extractors.bat. The .bat is important. It makes it a batch file. Click save and we're done. Now you can close this. You'll see in here we have an extractors.bat. Double click it and it will start creating all of your files needed. Any warnings or errors that you get on extracting DBC files, I wouldn't worry about it. Especially if you're doing this in Cataclysm 434, you'll get a bunch of cannot find this, cannot find that, real picky stuff. But this will take you probably about an hour to finish, especially the mmaps. And I will skip that because I'm not making an hour-long video. Well, I noticed an error in my batch file. Very, very simply, I put building vmap. I didn't put an S on the end, so it gave me an error. Once that's corrected, it'll run perfectly fine. Anyways, once your maps and DBC and everything is created, you should have a nice group of files. I'm going to go into my other one here to make this faster. You'll have buildings, you'll have DBC, you'll have maps, mmaps, and vmaps. You do not need the buildings folder. You can actually delete that, which may take a minute because it's huge. Anyways, your next step is simply to select these folders and copy them. Now, in here you'll notice, in CMake, you'll notice your CMake install prefix. By default, it's usually C program files, x86, TrinityCore, or just program files, TrinityCore. I changed mine to C TrinityCore because then I don't have to worry about all the permissions of copying files or whatnot. So I'm going into that folder, and I have it already set up because when I ran the install in Visual Studio, it created this for me. Kind of. Doesn't always work. PID file is something I do myself. But first we're going to go into worldserver.config, and don't mind all the extras from my world server. This is what you need to look at. Data directory. I like keeping things nice and neat, so I tell it it's in a folder named data. This right here means use the current folder, not go back a folder or anything, and then data. So I have created the data folder, and that's where we paste all the files. It's going to take a long time to copy these. 3 gigabytes worth of files. But once it's done copying, you're ready to test and make sure that it comes up. The next video I make will be about the database, and we'll worry about that at that point. So I can't do any testing and show you this coming up until the database has been created. But until next time, make sure you subscribe so that you can see our next videos. Lady Silver says goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Isn't that neat how that works? And give us a like if this video was helpful. Comment if you think it was annoying, or if it was helpful, or if you have any suggestions for improvements. Later, y'all.